Well, she's known as the queen of true crime. Ann Rule was the best-selling author of several chilling stories. She's the writer behind Stranger Beside Me, an autobiographical book about her personal relationship with serial killer Ted Bundy.
And now on the backstory, we take you behind the headlines with someone who knew Ann Rule, not just as a legendary writer, but also as a close friend. Ann Jaeger, an award-winning journalist and author of the new book, The Rule of Crime and Me, joins us now to talk about the biography that she wrote with her friend. Ann, thanks so much for joining us. How fascinating this is going to be.
This read it's a page turner. People tell me they love it and it's insightful, and there's lots of tidbits about Ann Rule in there.
We can't wait to learn more about it. Maybe you can kick us off with the timeline here. How did you two meet? How did your friendship start to grow?
Well, that's kind of embarrassing, Kelly.
Uh-oh.
We met, you remember Small Sacrifices, the book about Diane Downs, a 28-year-old woman who shot her 3 children, wounding 2 of them and killing the other. Anyway, at the trial, the judge saved seats for the media, and so I had a saved seat. And I walked in a little bit late one day, and here's Ann Rule sitting there, and next to her is somebody that I don't recognize. It's a woman around my age. And so, yes, I said, "That's my seat, you'll have to move." And then later I found out that that was Ann's daughter, and she takes notes and photographs for all of her books.
Boy.
Oh my, yeah, that definitely cultivated friendship,
so
doesn't it?
You can see how it turned from foment to friendship because, you know, when I'd go up to visit her in Des Moines or in Burien, I'd put my hand on the doorknob and instantly she would say, "Oh, there's that Ann Jaeger." You know, she tried to kick Leslie out of court.
Oh my
so
gosh.
we laughed about it, and it was because Ann said, "Hey, let's all just scoot in and we'll make room." And she did. So I scooted in, sat down, and I shut up.
As one does.
Yes.
What a start of a friendship. Wow. Washington obviously has local ties to a number of serial killers like Ted Bundy, and your friend Ann knew him. So what was it like learning about him through her eyes?
That's kind of an interesting question because I think if Ted had grown up to graduate from law school and do all the things that he always talked about when they worked together at the suicide hotline, if he had done those things, I think they might have been lifelong friends. But instead, she finds out that he's this serial killer, and after detailing all of his vicious, and cruel crimes, there was no way that she would continue a friendship with him. And she did not like to talk about Ted Bundy. I think it was a real source of pain for her after learning what his victims went through.
It's such a dark chapter, of course, here in our state's history,
Yes.
right here locally. Yeah. In your book, you write about how Ann took the genre of true crime in a different direction. How was she able to do that, and what direction do you mean by that?
Well, she was a trailblazer in so many areas, and, you know, most of us don't remember now. But for instance, most of the books that were written in true crime were done by men, and they glorified the killers. Well, Ann decided that she wanted to focus on the victims instead, what were their hopes and dreams, you know, and not have it so that their parents remembered their child as on the end of a serial killer's knife. So she went into great detail about the victims and gave them a voice again.
Did you guys ever have conversations about why? Why was there such that focus on victims, and why she wanted to make that such a focal point?
Because she was a mother herself, and she knew that what the parents were going through, she would meet them and she would cry with them. And she just had a huge, empathetic, compassionate heart. She was a real humanitarian in so many ways. So she wanted to do right by them. They weren't just people who were killed by some madman.
Clearly, there's a fascination with it. I mean, we're not just talking about books if you're looking at later things, but also even currently when we're talking about podcasts and various mini-series. Why do you think there's such this continued interest in this genre?
Well, who doesn't like a good mystery? And who doesn't like suspense? So, and true crime has all of that on top of it. It's all real. I mean, Agatha Christie first got the key to it all back in her day. And then Anne Rule just took it one step further and put real people's names into it and gave everybody a view into what it's like to be stalked by somebody, to be prey for somebody. And I think the genre is going to get even bigger. And it used to be very poo-pooed, you know, oh, Anne Rule, she's only a true crime writer. Well, man, she proved them wrong. You know, she's got more than 20 million books sold. 35 of them are still in print. All of them are still in print. New York Times bestsellers. You got it.
Thinking she had the last laugh. And what do you hope people take away from your book and kind of the stories that you share about the friendship that you guys had for all those years?
Well, I kept on saying to her before she passed away in 2015, Anne, you know, you got to write your own book, but her editors wouldn't let her. They wanted her to keep on cranking out the hits because she did about 2 books a year, which is prolific. And so we talked about me helping her with that, and that's kind of where it ended. And because she wasn't able to tell her life story, I wanted people to know the Anne that I knew, and loved so much, and the great times that we had. So there's true crime in this book. There's lots of behind-the-scenes stuff about Anne Rule and how she grew up, which is so fascinating. I mean, it's scary almost. So I hope people will read it and enjoy it. It's fast.
Okay. Well, Ann Jaeger, author of The Rule of Crime and Me. Thank you so much for joining our conversation this morning.
Thank you.
What a fascinating take on, you know, a woman who had such a profound impact on a genre that still lives on to this day. I mean, when you think about true crime, that's one of the top names that come right to that list is Anne Rule.
Yeah, and I think what makes it so fascinating for humans and why they keep returning to the genre is because they want to know, like, would I be at risk of ever falling to something like this?
Yeah.
You know, what happened here so that I can learn? I think there's an element of fear in the human brain that wants to know, would I be able to identify in this situation that I was not safe? So I think there's a very human reason why we look at sometimes these horrific stories and have such a fascination with these people who do horrific things, is so that we can try and protect ourselves.
Yeah, and how commendable for her to put the focus on victims as opposed to the killers that get so much attention.